What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to the Journey Podcast. If you are not subscribed, please hit that subscribe button. We just hit 3,000 subscribers. Our goal by the end of the year is 10K. So we're creeping up on that. We're gaining some momentum. So please, if you're here and you like us and you like the podcast, hit that subscribe button. It takes 2 seconds. It helps us. And, turn your post notifications on, all that, because we're going to start ramping this thing up, probably posting, close to 2 times a week pretty consistently. So how we feeling?
Yeah, okay.
Feeling okay?
Yeah, I feel all right. Yeah, I feel all right. It's been a long day.
Yeah.
It's been a long day. I feel like I guess like a little mentally tired. Mentally, physically okay. I'm just mentally tired, bro. It's like the planning and like strategizing is mentally exhausting, because like you're thinking versus doing a task, over and over and over again. You're not really thinking, but like when you're using your brain all day, I had kind of that day. I was using my brain a lot today. It's just like kind of exhausting.
Yeah. I was reading today, and kind of what you're saying. The sages of Sivana, they talk about the only way to like really get enlightened is to have time for yourself and have quiet time and have like complete silence, right? So they said the only way to like really get enlightened and get close to that, or live a life of that like essence, whatever, is to live in moderation. If you live any type of excess, you're going to burn out.
Yeah.
So like there has to be a balance with the moderation with like your thoughts, because like if your mind is running all fucking day, you're going to burn out. You're going to fucking go in overdrive. They said like treat our body, right? Our minds, everything, we're like $1 million sports car. What do the sports cars do when they're on the track? They have pit stops because they'll fucking blow up. So you have to be able to like take your foot off the gas sometimes and chill out. And I think it's the only way, because if you do take your foot off the gas, you'll be better when you're on, because you'll have more energy to put towards that.
Absolutely.
Instead of trying to prolong all day long, and then your next couple days are fucked because you're burnt out. I've been feeling like that a little bit lately on the opposite spectrum. I felt like I haven't been doing anything. I'm feeling like I've been like losing track of the day as time is going so fast, and I'm really not doing much. I'm not being productive with my time at all. And then I question myself, like, why? Like, why haven't I read? Why haven't I meditated? Why haven't I done this? And I'm like, oh, I don't have enough time. And I'm like, what the fuck do you mean you don't have enough time? I have all the time. And like, this should be the time where I should be focusing on that, and I'm not doing that. And I think a lot of people think about that. Like think like that. Like, I don't have time. Like, you telling yourself you don't have time to work on self-improvement, that's like driving a car and saying, I don't have time to stop for gas. Bro, like, eventually that shit's going to catch up to you. And, bro, I don't understand, like, why it's so hard to stay consistent with that. It's like, you really just need an hour a day. If you can take an hour a day to really, like, look within and just work on like your self-improvement, your mental health, your spirituality, if you could do that for 30 days straight, I feel like you can change your life. We have 168 hours a week. Say we use 50 of them sleeping on average. If you get around 7 hours of sleep, you're left with 118 hours during the week. And people say that they can't take 7 hours a week to exercise or 7 hours a week to work on themselves. It's 14 hours a week. You're still left with 104 hours to eat, work, socialize, go out, work on a craft. I think, I want to be better like time management, because I just feel like we lose track of time sometimes, and we're not being productive. I feel like we could get a lot more done in a shorter period of time if we're more productive with like an allotted period of time in the day,
Yeah, I'd say our problem is I'd say we have a lifestyle problem. I'd say that's what the problem is. It's like The reason why it's hard to sit down and read is not because it's hard to sit down and read. The reason why it's hard to send 100 podcast consulting messages. It's not hard to send 100 messages. It's that I think the worst thing that we did, truthfully, is I think that we turned this podcast into a business. I think it was the absolute worst thing we did, and that's why like I have a real need to scale that back, because you said before, how can you possibly, like, when you're thinking all day long, like it feels like you're burning out. It's you got to give yourself some time to rest, and then from there you'll get energized to like go at it with a new sense. And bro, that's just how I felt personally with this, just because like our business is podcast consulting now. So it just and then my identity is podcast identity. So it's every single person, like the neighbor I just spoke to outside. What are you doing? Oh, I have a podcast. The resume that I used to apply earlier today, like a lot of it had to do with podcasts, So I think that for like, now I'm just speaking about us, but now to like relay it to, anyone listening, anyone watching, is like when you get kind of advanced in the I want to live a better life game. I could also say the self-help game, but like for now I want to say like when you really start getting advanced in the I want to live a better life game, and you are working out and you are meditating and you are going to the gym and you are making money, and you do have a connection with God, you get to a very weird place that I feel like my personal ceiling with all that was really high, like, because at times my lifestyle was so good, and everything was dialed in: gym, mental health, what I'm putting into my body, what I'm eating, and then also like how I'm cooling down as well, because that's a whole other routine, just like cooling down, relaxing, rest, watching movies, whatever. Like I consider that like fucking good, but I feel like I just personally got to a point where it's like I can't read a book anymore and feel good. I can't go to the gym anymore and feel good. I can't meditate anymore and feel good. I can't eat healthy anymore and feel good. I can't have a good conversation anymore with my father and feel good. I can't call one of my friends and feel good. The whole point that I'm getting at is that there's all these little things that I used to do that would make me feel good that don't make me feel good anymore. And the reason why is because I'm not doing them in unison. I'm not doing all of them at the same time, And I think that we're going to start feeling a lot better when we don't focus on changing our habits, right? Like we don't try to pick up a book more. We don't try to, meditate more. We don't try to go to the gym more. It's when we actually just change our lifestyle. And I think that in order to change our lifestyle, there's like behavior changes that like need to be made, like almost like deeper level changes, like really just trying to figure out like, bro, like what, like I told you today, like I realized today, like I needed to, like, when I think about my life, like my idea of heaven, because you've asked me my idea of heaven before. Mm-hmm. Bro, my idea of heaven is like, bro, we're out, we're looking good, we're feeling good, we're salsa dancing, you know what I'm saying? We're making connections, we're speaking to people, we're getting to know, we're out, like, I'm very what my idea of heaven is outgoing, and I spend all day at home, and I spend all day behind a computer. So it's like, I'm at the point now, it's like, bro, if I have to fucking lower my ego and get a job serving just so I can speak to people again, like that's what I have to do, So like that's like a higher level behavior change. Also, bro, we're very masculine. I had a beautiful conversation with one of my homies, Kate, the other day, female. It's like the first girl I've spoke to, bro, in a long time. Because I have spoke to other girls, but they were like Miami girls. They didn't have that feminine energy that I was looking for. I believe that masculine men need a feminine female, and feminine females need masculine men. And I would argue that could be like a form of self-help. Is like, hey, like if you're like a manly man, like you need to spend time with women. And if you're, this feminine girl, you need to spend time with men, and you're going to feel a lot better. And that's what I feel like we've been missing. Yeah. So there's a lot of these little behavioral changes, bro. Because I'm trying to think, because bro, I think now because we've spoke about it a lot. I think I think where we're at is we're facing challenges that are above reading. They're above, and of course it all starts with that. It starts with nice, healthy habits. But then even what we've done with taking on this podcast, bro, we're taking on a lot. There's one of the reasons why I love Jordan Peterson, and for anyone that doesn't like Jordan Peterson, there's this beautiful Diary of a CEO did this amazing interview of him, and they said he just asked him, how are you? And Jordan Peterson's like, I'm beautifully sad or something like that. I'm like gracefully upset or something like that. And he's like, why? He goes, well, I'm beautiful. Everything is good because people come up to me every single day and they tell me that I've saved their life. And I'm terrible, I'm bad because people come up to me every single day and telling me that I saved their life. And then they go into the trauma that they've experienced. So I feel that way with our podcast, bro. I'm taking on all these other people's problems. Bro, I just last week alone, one of our friends committed suicide. We went to the wake. Then I found out my uncle had a heart attack, so I had a last-second flight to go see my dead uncle. Then yesterday, bro, I had my first. I'll show you my first message from someone that says, "Hey, I watch your videos when I'm close to suicide, and it helps me." It was the first suicide message that I've gotten. So it's I understand, bro, that sometimes, and I'm trying to figure it out with myself, because I know sometimes, bro, I take things very serious, and I want to be more lighthearted, and I don't want to be in my head, but it's almost for us to really change is we have to make executive level changes. We have to really look at our lives and go deeper, go as deep as someone could possibly go, and then figure out what's wrong there. And then I think once we kind of change our lifestyle and maybe our why, maybe check back into our why are we doing this? I think once we do that, we're going to feel a lot better.
Yeah. So I want to kind of
I said a lot of things.
Yeah, I want to unfold. No. I had bullet points.
Yeah,
so, yeah, I'm trying to. So, okay. So because I did agree with what you were saying, how we're lacking social life a lot too,
yeah.
And that's why I've been open to going back to AAU practice.
Right.
I've been in the gym with the kids. I'm yelling at them. I'm talking shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm around good energy. And I felt that a lot, and I when you're speaking about that, and we spoke on the phone earlier, bro, I felt that, because I was I feel the same way. That's why I've been doing that. You know what I'm saying? Just to get out the house, just to be able to be around, and it's it's cool to do that. And I saw this guy speaking about. You've probably seen him. I don't know his name at all. He's the guy that he's the Asian dude, bro. He's a doctor. He was in the military. He was in the Navy. He was in the Coast Guard. He's done everything, bro. Master's degree. He's the most accomplished man on the earth.
Okay.
He was on Joe Rogan.
Okay.
And he said he feels for people that he knows why the world is hurting so much, and it's the people that lack a community, that lack a group of people, because that's where you find your purpose. He goes, bro, without the army and sports and this camaraderie, he's yo, I feel lost.
Yeah.
And I kind of that's kind of where we were kind of feeling that, because we have each other and we have a close circle, but you do need that social aspect. You need different personalities. You need different conversations.
Absolutely.
Because you need to diversify your life. And I agree with that. Then you moved on to
social life. And then I was speaking about
because I had a rebuttal for that too.
We're dealing with a lot.
Suicide.
Right.
So I think that is. It's the burden that we've accepted because we chose this.
Right.
And when we went into this, we didn't have an idea we really had no idea where this shit was going to go.
Yeah.
Right. We kind of went into this open-minded, just two guys chopping it up. And now we're understanding that we're really impacting people's lives every single day. And I mean, bro, I'm honestly humbled by that, because I don't think we understand the what it really is. You know what I'm saying? Bro, these people aren't just faking these messages. You know what I'm saying? I don't think we're understanding the magnitude of what we're actually doing. And we're doing it on in the grand scheme of things, right? A small scale right now. But
it's actually pretty big.
Well, no, I'm saying it's big, but I'm saying then there's I'm saying we're not Joe Rogan.
David
like, you know,
Goggins.
yeah, David Goggins, Jordan Peterson,
Yeah.
like they're massive. But I'm
Right.
saying for us, right, like it's like a small scale. Like, because like I could imagine what Jordan Peterson's DMs look like.
Right,
he
right,
probably has 5,000 a day.
A day, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right,
We're
right.
getting like 50 a week.
Yeah.
Which is like, I mean, for us, bro, like it's even a lot to go through with our personal lives right now.
Of course, yeah.
So I think we need to take that as like an achievement.
Yeah.
And really, and it's hard because like I get it. Like sometimes you wake up, you check your phone, and like you're getting like these messages from these people, but I don't know, bro. I've got a lot, like personal ones, because like we get so many now, we don't even share when we get them.
Yeah.
Because like you get personalized ones for you, I get personalized ones for me, and like we just kind of like there's ones like I really want to go back and respond to because like a lot of them are about like the mom and stuff, like my mom and stuff like that, kids losing their mom, and like I have been like reaching back out, but bro, I'm like kind of honored in a way because like it feels really cool because I'm such an advocate for like JUCO, right? Like changing someone's life, like one kid, if you can impact their life, like you won. So I think we're doing a good job of that, and that's why we need to continue to do this.
I agree.
No matter how hard it gets or how big we get, like I think if we just stay the same guys like all the time, because we're here for a reason.
Yeah.
Like there's a reason we're doing this. And then all the people that are being like placed in our lives and all the relationships, the friendships, like all this stuff. I've been feeling a lot lately of like our people and like our social life and friends. And as we get older, it's this weird feeling that like at the end of the day, bro, like nobody really gives a fuck about you. You know what I mean? Like nobody really cares. Like if you have like 3 or 4 people that like genuinely care about you, you're pretty fucking lucky. Nobody cares. Like we just went to a fucking 26-year-old his wake, and like people cared, you know what I'm saying? But like, bro, people move, you know what I'm saying? Like people move on. A couple days, like how, like it's scary to think about. Like after someone's gone or something tragic happens, like people will, you know, console you for the first day, 2, 3, 4 days, and that's it. Then it's on to the next fucking chapter. They got to move on with their life. And I've just been thinking about that a lot lately, where it's just like, bro, we're like all we got, you know, really, you know, we got like, you can't rely on people. You can't depend on people for shit. No matter how trustworthy you are, how genuine you are, how real you've been to them, you can't rely on people for shit, especially in today's generation. You just can't. And I mean, hey, bro, it's been like weird, like as we get older, like really, like even like conversation, like we were talking at the wake, and we were just like, we're all like 26, we're like looking at the kids that we've known since we were 12, and we're like, what the fuck? It's just like it was just a weird moment, you know, and like it all happened so fast, and it sucks that we're seeing each other at a wake for a kid that we grew up with. I don't know. It's just a lot. It's like a lot to fucking digest.
Yeah, this is a weird time, bro. Like 25, 26, 24, 23, 27, 28, 29. Like this is just it's
20s. 20s.
Yeah.
For real.
Yeah, right? It's like your formative. Yeah. It's very
it's transformative, bro. I mean, I think this is where the story's written.
Yeah, I was on the phone the other day, and I was speaking to someone, and I was like kind of venting, but I wanted to like let them know. I wanted to like dramatize it, like make it like more lighthearted, and just be like, yo, like, but like this is like the plot of the story. Like we're like just now getting into the plot, right? There's a lot of things, bro. I wouldn't think that I'd be doing right now at 26. I certainly didn't think that I'd be walking back into a restaurant to apply for a serving job again. I certainly didn't think that I'd be sleeping on the fucking floor again. You know, I certainly didn't think that I'd be living in Long Island again. There's a lot of things that I certainly didn't think. I let some things get away from me. Naturally, I think anyone would have in my position. I was put in a weird position, bro, in Miami. Just, you know, being here and going to Miami, and obviously before that, bro, I talked about in the last podcast with just my life experience with my ego, and then Yeah, someone said something to me. My friend Kate on the phone the other day said something to me. I think she was like, um, the worst thing that I did, bro, was like my ego got too big, and then I placed too much power in myself, and I took manifestation like to like a toxic place.
Mm.
My friend sent me this picture the other day, and it was what God wants for you, or like what you want for yourself, and like what God wants for you. What you want for yourself is just this little flower, and then what God wants for you is like this whole like fucking like a million, like hundreds of flowers, you know, all these flowers. And the mistake that I made was like I like let go of God, and I tried to reclaim the power, and bro, like I gave myself like this little flower, and that's like what I've got. I think where I'm at now is I need to relinquish the power and give it to God, and let the flowers really, really grow, really, really blossom. And I think that and again, bro, like I'm not even trying to be hard on myself, bro. Like I really just think like you said, like being in your 20s is extremely hard.
Yeah.
It's extremely hard, bro. Especially when you don't, get a 9 to 5, and fuck hating on 9 to 5, whatever. If you have a 9 to 5, it's hard too. If you have a 9 to 5, just so just being in your 20s is hard. Even if you get a 9 to 5 and you're gonna stay there for 20 years, it's like, okay, like that's hard because you're used to like being an athlete, or you're used to like partying in college, or you're used to having fun and drinking Trulies and going out with friends, and now it's like for 40 hours of the week you're doing like paperwork and at this desk job. It's hard. Yeah. So respect to them, but the whole point of that is me going on to say, I do believe that God will not reward you if you wait. Mm. And I do believe that there is a certain level of action that you need to take. And it's very hard to figure out what kind of action that is. And I think if anyone's going through a fucking tough time right now, because I can like genuinely say like I've kind of been going through a little bit of a tough time, I would just say to do something. Like there has to be something that you can do. And I think people and myself would be amazed at how much better your life can get if you're in a bad place, if you just do something. I think that's what I want to do now. Is I just want to there's so much like hypotheses, that like we do that like we don't really even know if it's good or if it's bad or if it's gonna work, if it's not gonna work. I mean, bro, like what do you look forward to in the next couple of months? Like, are there other things you look forward to, or are there things you want to do?
Well, yeah, of course. I wanted to backtrack on like what you were talking about, because like I had just like a thought, just about like God, right? And like, and I speak about it a lot here, and I'm sure the listeners who listen to us consistently kind of see how you and I even may view God differently, right? And like our relationship with God, whatever. And like I have like a weird, just like, it's weird, but it's becoming more like evident, right? Where like my belief in God, or like just these things that are happening, I'm starting to see it more. Instead of getting frustrated at the things, I'm more like open to them and like understanding and trying to see the bigger picture behind everything. And that started with being like living in more gratitude. Because if you're not living in gratitude when shit hits the fan, it's so easy to be like, why me? Why is this happening to me? Fuck, and like think like your world is fucking crumbling. But then, if you can shift your mind a little bit, then you can start to see, well, like, hey, it's like the Chinese farmer thing I was talking about. Like, who knows what's good or bad, right? Right. But what I'm like really starting to realize is like God places people in situations in your life very intentionally. Like that girl had to fucking break your heart for you to be the man who you are. That guy had to treat you like shit to understand that not everyone deserves your love. That family member had to fucking die for your perspective to change, for you to understand to value your time with your loved ones. All this shit is so fucking necessary. And it's so hard in the moment to understand it and try to fucking break it down and have it make sense. And I think this is the chapter of your 20s. It's like we're trying so hard to make sense of everything that's happening and everything that's not working out the way we wanted it to. And we set these plans out and these huge goals, and then it doesn't happen. And then we play the blame game, or we question ourselves. Are we doing the right thing? Are we not doing the right thing? And I think this is all just part of it. Yeah. I think this is just like, it's a game. Like, life is a fucking game. It's a very serious one, but it's a game. Yeah. And it's like, are you going to win or are you going to lose? Yeah. And at the end of the day, the people on top, they're winners. People want to be around winners. As a man, a woman wants a winner. You want to be, as a father, you want to be a winner for your children. So I think us coming from a sports background and an athletic background and just this competitive edge that we grew up in, this competitive nature, it's like, yo, like, we understand the magnitude of winning. We understand like what it takes to win. So it's like, we got to fucking win this game. We can't let the game beat us. So it's been a challenge, of course. But like, has anything, like, when you play a video game on easy, is it fun? It's not fun. You play Madden on rookie mode, you win 75-0. Maybe the first quarter's a little fun because you're doing some cool shit. By the second quarter, shit gets played out. When you go and play on expert, right, and you play the campaign mode on Call of Duty on the fucking hardest level, and you're getting fucking sniped from out the corner, and you keep fucking up the same level over and over and over again, you can't fucking beat that level. Bro, it's so much more fucking satisfying when you finally beat that fucking level because of how hard it was and how long it took you to do that and how many pivots you had to make along the way just to get past this level. So I'm trying to like fucking like apply that mindset to like this like lifestyle shit and like not get down at all. Like I've been feeling like your energy even like literally like bro, like you just seem down. You're not yourself. Like you even said it, like I need to get back to Jake Moscato. You know, and like, not that I'm usually the down one, but like I'm usually more like level-headed and like, but like, bro, I'm like kind of like, I'm like fired up. Like I want to do shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, yo, like let's work. Like give me work. Like, bro, I'm ready. Like, cause like I'm tired of waiting. I'm tired of waiting. I want to like take this shit and just like, I know that it's kind of backwards, right? That thing I said with the student and the teacher, you know, you try double as hard, it's going to take you twice as long, whatever. But like, I'm just ready to like, pick one thing. Like we have this podcast, but I'm saying outside of this podcast where we can really like make some money and like live and enjoying life. You know what I'm saying? Live the lifestyle that like we both strive for. And I think what we've been doing now, and what I think a lot of people do, so many people are living life just to survive. Like nobody's living to thrive. And that's the difference with your life decisions. Sometimes you put yourself in a spot where you're doing just enough just to survive, just to get by. And you need to do enough to thrive and like live this extravagant life that, you know, would be your dream life if someone asked you, your heaven on earth. And bro, I think we're so close to it. Like we're really close to it. Like we have like 4 or 5 avenues. I think we just got to fucking open one of those doors and like really just put our 2 minds together, bro, and just like say fuck everyone and just do it. Because we're right there, bro. I feel very confident every time I speak to people now, where I'm trying to do a better job of like not putting the cart before the horse and talking to people and telling them everything. Because no, like I said before, nobody gives a fuck. I'm tired of wasting oxygen and like telling people all these things because they don't get it. Most people don't get what we're trying to do. They don't see they don't have the vision that we have. So I'm trying to do a better job at that, but sometimes I catch myself in the act of just like spilling the beans, right? Just telling everything we're doing, and like I'm like, fuck, like bro, we're doing a lot. I think because we're living in it, we are blinded by like what we're actually doing because we're in it. But from the outside, bro, you saw like, bro, people are seeing it. There's people that are seeing what we're doing, and I don't even think, like I said, like I don't even think they understand like where this thing could go.
My server recognized me the other day with my family. was the first person that recognized me, like, that I didn't, like, already come into contact with. Comes up to the table, drops everything. Are you Jake from The Journey? My fucking parents, you know? And then there you go. My parents have a little bit of a newfound perspective for me. I'm well aware, bro, of what we got going on, but I just want to, like, I know what the podcast is doing, but I just want to live a life outside of it.
Yeah.
You know?
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, to me, the podcast is the podcast. We have this. This shit's not going anywhere. We got
done.
it. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's
done.
done. Like, this is us. This is part of us.
Yeah.
This is a piece of us.
Yeah.
This is like, if we're in a pie chart, whatever, and we got 25%, this is 25% of us.
Absolutely.
Right now, we've been treating it like it's like 75% of us.
And I think that took away from it, because I think it made it more stressful. I think it did. I think it made it more like you know, it's more like, I think I just think that bro, I've let it indicate my mood. That's really what it's been. You know, I've just really let it kind of indicate my mood, and that was that's a problem with identity. You know, that was like because bro, at the end of the day, like, right, Luke Alexander, there are two types of energy, right? Like, bro, like, when the problem with when something is your identity, if it's going wrong, you're gonna feel like shit. If it's going great, you're gonna feel awesome. Yeah. Bro, if we're in Miami, we're wheeling and dealing, bro. Jake Paul slides in our DM, we do a podcast. I'm on top of the world for weeks, bro. You know what I'm saying? The reason why my mood is down is because, yeah, bro, we get viral clips, but like, we get viral clips. That's what we do. You know, I'm not like, bro, if I'm a great 3-point shooter and I shoot a 3, then it's like, it's literally whatever to me. You know, I don't really care anymore about that. You know, but it just feels like even with the podcast, my expectations have exceeded my reality, and there has been a lot of dope shit that was supposed to go on, but I realistically expected a month and a half ago to get Gary Vee on the podcast, and I couldn't even get his filmmaker to fucking answer me, you know. And then I realistically expected we were gonna close fucking $100,000 this month, and then we closed $10,000, and then I realistically expected, like, my expectations were like so large, and then they got shot down. And then it was like this fucking cycle, bro, of like then everything else outside of my life. I feel like I was getting shot down like elsewhere, you know. And then so that was just more so me venting.
No, but that comes down to like the winning and losing.
Yeah, which is like, bro, it really does pay to be a winner. Like, but we are winning, but I need more goals to win at, and it can't just be the podcast, right? Like, I need even if it's a small goal, and like, that was like why I even wanted to just go get a serving job, was like, bro, there's nothing like having a long hard shift and being in the weeds, servers call it, just meaning like, bro, like, you have 6 tables, bro, and food's coming out late, and orders are going back to the kitchen, and fucking there's a fucking allergy, and you forgot to write allergy, so now you're rushing to the kitchen to make sure that person didn't get their food, so they died. Serving is stressful, bro. It really is, especially when I was at like fucking Rob Key's, bro, and I'm doing a fucking double. I'm there all day long. Rob Key's isn't a restaurant, like, bro, you never have a second. You don't have a second all day. I'm slinging chicken parmesan all day fucking long, bro, and it's stressful, bro. Over there, I didn't even have any, bro. Imagine how stressful, like, I didn't even have a bartender over there a lot of days, so I'd be making the drinks too, bro. What do you do, bro, when all of a sudden, bro, you flip 6 tables, so naturally the restaurant's busy. You get a new set of 6 tables, right, that you have to go greet. First, you have to get every single one of those tables water, right? Like, that's number one. You have to get them all bread as well. Then you have to go greet every single table. You have to go give them all the specials. You have to go get to know them. Hi, I'm Jake. I'll be taking care of you. Oh, hi, Jake. Where you from? Now you're building rapport. Bro, what happens when one table orders 7 martinis and you have to go make 7 martinis and 5 tables don't have water, they don't have bread, they don't have this? You know what I'm saying, bro? And like, really think it gets very stressful. And like, that was like, bro, my ego was like, bro, I'm not gonna go fucking serve. And like, bro, like, it's not serving for me, like, now, like, bro, it's not even about the money, bro. It's like, I miss having a goal. I miss being in some hard shit and then accomplishing it. You know, like, that was football for me. That was class for me even. Like, bro, I don't even go to class. Like, you do homework. At least, like, you like, bro, I do nothing. I literally do nothing. Like, at least you're forced to do stupid shit. You're forced to show up. You still work. So you're forced to go show up to work. How shitty is it to wake up at 5 a.m. and go fucking work? How good does it feel when it's 9 a.m. and you get to go home? How shitty is it when you have homework and you're like, now ChatGPT makes it easier, but how shitty did it used to be when you had homework and you're like fucking sitting there talking about the American Revolution and then you get it in last second, feels good. How shitty does it feel having to go to class, right? You don't want to go to class. You're fucking tired. You want to take a nap. I don't have any of that. There's no stress in my life besides the stress that I create for myself in my fucking head. And that's why my mood is down. Because the only thing that stresses me out right now is myself. I have no stress, right? Even financially. Bro, I'm not even like financially, of course, I'm stressed out financially, but like, bro, I still have a place to sleep. So how much stress do I really have? And so I'm in this weird, that's where I'm at, bro. I'm in this rut continuum. I'm in a fucking rut. And that's the energy that I've had lately, and that's why I want to make a change. But I had this point before for anyone that's fucking going through shit. It's like don't forsake your tragedy, like don't like if you are fucking going through something really hard in your life, man, like don't let your tragedy go to waste. If someone broke up with you, good. If you lost your job, good. If someone died, good. Like do something about it, man. Like myself, I had a terrible relationship with my father, bro, for the past fucking 3 years. The past 3 years, I've had a terrible relationship with my father. My uncle died this past weekend. We went to the wake, and it brought me and him together. So now I can't squander that. I have to be good with him, So it's what I'm realizing. It's like, we're going through some tough shit right now. Good. Let's not let it go to waste.
Yeah. Couldn't have said it better.
Yeah, dude, I'm fired up for us, man. I fucking love you, bro. I love what we built. I'm sad, bro. I've actually been sad lately.
Yeah, you could see it. You could feel it. You could feel it just when you speak. Your energy has been it's just been off.
Yeah,
it's been off. You've been you just haven't been the guy that you usually are.
I haven't had goals. The only goals that I had have been the podcast, and bro, they like it. The only things that have worked for the podcast are the things that have been working, and the things that haven't been, and the things that haven't been working are the things that I want to work. That's solely it, bro. I don't have any stress anymore. I've settled, bro, in a lot of ways. It's like terrible to say, bro. I've settled. I fucking settled, and that's why, like, you're feeling, bro, like I'm it's not that I'm in a bad place, but bro, like in some ways I'm like mildly depressed, bro, because I don't have any hard shit to do anymore.
Yeah.
So it's like terrible that people I myself like complain about having to do hard shit. It's because, bro, the hard shit is like, at least if you do a bunch of hard shit, at the end of the day you can fucking lay in bed and like, oh man, this feels good. I brought like. We have like these. There's like certain micro moments, bro, and even with the podcast consulting for us, like, bro, everything that we're doing, we're gonna continue to do. We're gonna continue to do the podcast, continue to do the podcast, continue to do the content, continue to do X, Y, and Z. But bro, I just don't want to if something goes wrong, I don't want to let it define me. It's like one of the things. But at the same time, man, like I do get down that we've been rejected, because. And some people would say, oh, you need to be good at dealing with rejection. I'm a sales guy. I took 500 calls today, and fucking 500 of the people said no. You got to be good with dealing with rejection. It's like, bro, what I'm selling is myself. I'm selling us. I'm selling our podcast. I'm selling podcast consulting. You're selling some bullshit product or service. What we have going on is amazing. So I get let down when people don't want it, because I'm like, bro, I'm speaking to people. I know it's going to help them. You don't want my videography? Why? It's going to help you in your business. You don't want my podcast consulting? Why? It's going to help you in your business. You don't want to listen to my podcast? Why? It's going to help your mental health. That's why I get let down, bro. It's because I'm selling us. Yeah. And we're not bullshitting people. We're not scamming people. It's like everything that we're doing is like legitimately great, and I just can't wait for people to catch on. But bro, just my perspective now is just taking emphasis off of all that and looking and chasing goals outside of the big goals in life. I need like some micro goals. I have to build my confidence back, bro.
Yeah.
I have to build my confidence back. I have to even like, bro, when you go on a good date with a female, like how good that feels. You know, you're like, oh, you know, you're feeling good, you know, or like, you know, because that's like, bro, who doesn't love that, bro? When someone of the opposite sex fucking likes you, you know, when you're able to fucking make a girl that you think is beautiful smile and laugh, you know, you go home that night feeling amazing, bro, and it lasts, and then you do that all through, you know, the rest of the week, man. You go to the gym, you hit a PR. Okay, that's a small goal, but at the same time, it felt fucking good, you know. So you go home that night, you feel fucking amazing, and then you know, you get up the next day, and then you find out that maybe one of your bigger goals is starting to work, you know. So I'm just saying, like, I think people out of time, what I do a lot of time is I have these huge goals. I don't have any of these little goals.
Yeah.
Because the big goals take some time for them to become a real reality. So it's like, hey, like, one of the best ways to feel successful, one of the best ways to feel happy and have that dopamine go off in your head is like to achieve a goal. And I think my problem is my goals have been too big. So if you're going through a tough time and you want to start your dopamine to start firing more naturally, it's just have smaller goals and achieve them every single day.
Yeah. I think like micro goals they're super important.
Yeah.
I mean, I try to set them like just like little things, you know, like with like the reading, meditating, staying off the phone, gym, diet. You know, that's been one for me is the diet. Yeah. Every day where I step on the scale and I'm like getting closer and closer to my goal. I have a goal of 195 pounds by July 1st. I stepped on the scale yesterday, 184. So it's like I started this February 18th. I was 172 pounds.
Yeah.
So I've gained 12 pounds in 2.5 months. So it feels good to like see like, yo, like
nice.
the time I'm putting into fucking cooking and forcing myself when I'm not even hungry to eat every single day and fucking spending the money on the food and the extra meals and the extra carbs. It's like, yo, it's working. When I'm in the gym now, like a lot of people that haven't seen me in a while, they're like, yo, you look bigger. Yo, you're putting on weight. Yo, what are you doing? And like for me, since I see myself every day and like by no means I'm not even close to happy where I'm at. But I do see progress, but it does feel good when someone else recognizes your goals as well, that you're making progress towards them. So that's super important because I think once you can string together, like you said, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 micro goals a week, every 2 weeks, right? Then that starts the compound effect, and that'll get you closer to your big goal.
Yeah.
And yeah, like the confidence thing, that's just like a momentum thing, right? So like if you can win in one thing, that momentum will carry into the next. So
absolutely,
yeah, that's super important.
Super important, bro. And confidence is like another bad thing that I did that I've realized is like, bro, like I've put too much emphasis on my spiritual self, and I took emphasis off of like my physical self. You know, like I just stopped. Like you're allowed to be yourself. Like you're allowed to fucking sit in the car and bump disco. You know, you're allowed to go out to the bar and have a drink if you want. You know, you're allowed to whatever your personality wants to do. You know, like you can go do that. You know, I like almost got like too spiritual that like I got too spiritual to a fault because I was like trying to become God, and it's like, bro, like I'm a fucking human being. You know, it's like, yeah, of course. It is nice to get into spirituality, but I think I did that to a fault. One, but then two, I want to go back to another point. It was about money. I think that with goals, bro. Another thing that I did wrong. Sorry to make this what I did wrong show, but like I think it's important, man, because like that's a lot of feedback that I personally get is like I can't believe like how open and like vulnerable you are, you know, and lately I've just been feeling like venting, and truthfully like I fucking hate venting because I like giving advice because usually when I give advice I feel good, and when I'm venting I'm usually in a bad place, so I fucking hate it, but like at least it feels good to vent, you know, so I'm happy.
You have to let it out.
Yeah.
This is like, you have safe spaces to let it out, but I feel like this is your safest space to let it out.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like this is like the time where there's no phones, there's nobody around you. It's just like us. You know what I'm saying? So like this is the spot to able to get those things off of your chest.
Yeah. And especially with you, you know, because people tell you all their stuff. You know things about me that no one else knows. It's fucking crazy. You know.
Yeah, I get that a lot. There's a lot of people share like really personal things with me. I don't know why.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Let's dive into that. Well, I want to dive into that into a second. I just want to dial back.
Yeah. Talk about that.
Talk about that one. One of the things that I did wrong with money, and this was probably from being in Miami, was like $5,000 a month wasn't enough for me. Bro, $5,000 a month is awesome. bro, $3,000 a month is awesome. Like I was in a place of like, cause you see all these ads online, how to make 10K a month, how to make 20K a month, how to make 100K a month. And we've interviewed guys that are making, over $100,000 a month, right? That like I wanted to skip steps so bad, and like I wasn't willing to like do the little work anymore. So I was like trying to create these like $10,000 offers, these like $20,000 offers, these like $30,000 offers, right? And that's why we weren't making that much money. And like I'm kind of in a place now, like bro, what's wrong like getting a serving job, bro, and making $400 a shift, $500 a shift? What's wrong with that, bro? Because at least, and then we do some content and podcast consulting on the side, and then hey, bro, at least we're making some money, So I just feel like for the viewers and the listeners, it's like hey, like if you're busy, like if you're trying to build a business and you're going super hard with it, and you are stressed out about money, there's nothing wrong with making just don't do what I did. Like what I did was really stupid. Well, it wasn't really stupid, because hindsight's 2020. And what I think what I did was really awesome, because I literally sacrificed. Like bro, for 3 years I was like, bro, I didn't work a single job for 3 years. Everything I did was freelance. Yeah. And like that's a scary lifestyle, bro, because like I know a lot of people, bro, that like that if freelancing isn't going well, they'll have to go get a job immediately, because it's like, all right, I have bills. What do I do? But because I didn't have bills, I was able like to kind of ride if my account would go like 100 negative, 200 negative, 300 negative, like, all right, I closed the deal. Now I'm back, and then it would kind of happen again. And it happened for 3 years. It was like, okay, like I'd get to zero, I'd get negative, and then I'd make some money. And then long story short, and I think that was amazing, because I used all that time to learn, bro. We know so much. Like we are really, like, I'm not going to say like we're experts yet in a lot of this, but like we certainly, bro, are amazing at podcasting. We have a lot of amazing podcast knowledge. We've built an incredible fucking friendship relationship. I'm amazing at videography. There was a lot of things, my connections, all these things, right, that I was able to do because I didn't have a job. But I'll just say, like, if money is really stressing you out, like, maybe don't try to make 10, 20, 30K a month. Maybe just, go just get a, maybe focus on making 5K a month, maybe start there, and just see what that's like. And I'm excited about that for me, just because, like, bro, like 5K a month, honestly, right now is that buys me that lifestyle that I wanted, It buys me that, we can go, we both make $5,000 a month. We can pay for a podcast guest. We could take a trip. We can go on dates. We can get some drip. And at the end of the month, we still save 1,000 probably, So, and we're gonna make more than that, because we'll have podcast consulting, and we'll have videography deals come in. We'll work on that together. And but yeah, I just wanted to say that about me.
Yeah. It just seems like sometimes I think people misunderstand like the concept of like rock bottom. Whereas like rock bottom isn't where you stay. Like rock bottom's like when you make the change.
Yeah.
And that's really what it comes down to. Once you hit a certain point in your life and you're like, yo, I can't take this shit anymore, I need to make a fucking change, you do it. And if you don't do it, then you're going to stay where you are, and you're just going to get deeper and deeper and deeper into whatever the fuck you're feeling. So.
And it doesn't work for guys like us, because we can't, like, bro, we're winners. We're winners. I'm not going to say that there's people out there that are losers, but there's certainly a lot of people that have never won. We've won at a lot of things. We've accomplished a lot. So we can't stay down for that long. Mm-hmm. We can't stay down for that long.
Cool. Yeah, I think this was good.
Yeah, great, super great. Anything else we should hit on? Anything happened to you this oh, I want to say something. Yeah, I just want to say, you got to be unapologetically yourself. And you also have to audit yourself and know when you're fucking up and when you're making wrong decisions. But if someone else has a negative opinion of you, or someone else has an idea of how you should live your life, what do they know? What do they know? if you can genuinely say, like, I fucking love myself, I love the way I live my life, and people are giving you negative opinions and negative feedback, it would mean nothing to you.
Yeah.
And if it hits, maybe you got to make a change. Maybe there are some things you're doing wrong. I had someone today, I was speaking to my friend at the gym, this little tennis girl, 16 years old, 15, 16 years old. She came up to me like a year ago at the gym, and she saw me working out. I work out crazy. You know, I'm boxing, I'm dancing, whatever. I'm fucking doing the thing. She comes up to me, whatever, and starts talking to me. And she's like an athlete. So, like, we immediately connect. We immediately click, you know. And, like, of course, bro, she's 15, 16. Like, it's not, bro, I'm not saying it's on that energy. I'm just saying, like, she's just a really beautiful soul, you know. And, like, I would talk to her all the time and, like, kind of mentor her a little bit and, like, ask her about how tennis is going, whatever. And today I'm sitting down at the gym. And I'm speaking with J5 on the phone, and I'm speaking, bro, passionately, like kind of how we speak, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm bro, well, not how we speak, more so I guess how I speak. I'm cursing, you know. I'm just fucking, I'm like, you know, telling him about my day, whatever. I'm speaking, I'm being myself,
right.
You know. And I end up giving her a hug, and I'm talking to her, how's tennis, blah blah blah. I haven't seen her here. How's tennis, whatever, blah blah blah. And there's this guy next to me, and like European guy. So he's like, oh, we got to leave. Looks at her. I'm like, oh, it's your dad? And I go to shake his hand, and he I could tell he doesn't want to shake my hand. And I'm like, all right. I'm like, hey man, what's your name? He goes, Dan. I'm all right. Shake his hand, whatever. And he's like he's like, hey, we gotta leave. Long story short, he's like, yo, I'm a nice guy, but I heard your conversation, but I'm a nice guy. So he like looks at me because I guess I was like cursing on the phone with J5. So he like looks at me, bro, and he's like I feel like he's like disgusted with me, you know, and like doesn't want to like expose the monster I am to like a 16-year-old daughter. And I'm just like, and I'm like, what did I say? And he's like, I'm a nice guy. And I felt him like, I just felt like the judgment that I got from him was like I was a piece of shit. She's a rich girl. She gets homeschooled. She's going to go play professional tennis because her dad is like European and makes money. And I could tell he doesn't like the way I live my life, right? The point that I'm trying to get at is like, I thought about what I said on the phone with him, with J5. I didn't say anything bad, but I was just cursing. Bro, and if you want to like, if someone's going to judge you for being yourself, you have to respectfully say, fuck you. Respectfully, you know, because like that, like, that same father is the same guy that makes his daughter miserable because he has too much of a harsh viewpoint about how she should live her life. And that's why there's so many people, bro, that are like so deeply depressed, is because there's so much people in life, bro, that have an opinion about how you should live. And then the four agreements, Don Miguel Ruiz, be impeccable with your word. People don't understand. I was on a flight yesterday, and I was talking to this girl, and she has ADD, and she was a beautiful girl, but she was just saying like, yo, like if you say something to a child at the right time, you can give them an eating disorder. You know, like and adults are just throwing this shit around. You know, and that's like when we look at all these people that are flawed, and we look at all these people with mental illness, and we look at all these people with like bad behavior, and they're settling, and it's like, why? It's like because they listen to people that fucking had no business fucking speaking to them. Because it's like, all right, are you the Dalai, like this guy's judging me? Are you the Dalai Lama? Who are you to judge me? You know, or what gave you authority to judge me? Like I'm actually a fucking great guy, you know. But I just wanted to end it on well, just mention that because it fired me up today of just like I'm sure a lot of people can relate to that, you know, people or it's not even about relating. It's more so just like, hey, like if someone is giving you advice and someone has an idea of how you should live your life, like they're like, or like just fuck their opinion, I guess, you know.
Yeah, bro. I mean that's like, bro. I said that on the last episode where it's just like everyone's gonna judge you no matter what you do, good or bad.
Yeah.
You could do it to the best of your abilities. You could do it bad in their eyes, but they're gonna judge you no matter what. So it doesn't fucking matter if you can be okay with what you did and you know like it came from the right place and it came with good intentions. That's all that matters.
Yeah.
Because you know when you're doing the wrong thing.
Of course, it.
All the time. You know, and I'm like my biggest critic when it comes to that. I can't even like comfortably go throughout my day if I know I did something like not genuine, or like something that goes against how I want to live my life or how I would want other people to view me. So then I'll either like go back and try to make a change or like make up for it in another aspect of my life. But yeah, bro, who cares what people think, bro? I mean, I've lived my whole life that way, bro. If they're not putting money in your pocket, if they're not enhancing your life, if they're not helping you in any way to elevate yourself, fuck them.
Yeah. And that comes from confidence. Because if you know who you are, you won't even take a second to explain yourself.
No.
And that's I felt, bro, I know that I haven't been that confident lately because I felt every bit of myself wanted to like blast. I wanted to rip his head off in front of his 16-year-old daughter. And the only reason I didn't was because his 16-year-old daughter was fucking there. You know, like it took this crazy like opposing force for me like to not kill this fucking guy. But like, bro, like if I was really confident, I'd be like, hey man, you're entitled to your opinion. Have a great day. And smile. Or hey, I'm sorry you feel that way. Oh, you know, I'm actually a great guy if you got to know me. Go about your day. But that's how I know that like also like my ego, I've had like a little bit of an ego problem lately. It's like, bro, I haven't really had too much wins lately. So my ego is just like it's trying to hold on to whatever it has. Okay, like you have this great podcast, you have this, you have that, and it's like and I'm just now realizing, 1, I have an ego problem, 2, I have a confidence problem, and 3, I have to work on it.
Cool.
That's it.
Good man. Good episode.
Cut.